Howdy, my name is Larry, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. You see, a couple weeks ago, I posted a video where I tier listed every single word that Steph Curry said in the movie Go, and that video did pretty well. I thought maybe it was because you guys like watching tier lists, so I was trying to think of a tier list that I could, was trying to think of something in a tier list that would be interesting and unique. And I thought of, what if I tier listed the tiers in a tier list? But I realized that I have already seen people tier lists in a tier list. But then I thought, if several people, dozens of people have actually tiered tiers of a tier list in a tier list, why don't I tier their tier lists of tiers in a tier list in my own tier list? So I'm going to put these tier listing tiers of a tier list in this tier list, and let's just begin. First of all, I'm gonna start with this one because this is F tier. Like, you can't just put everything in the one tier. S, A, B, C, D, and F are all in F tier. That's so bad. No offense to who made it, of course. And I don't even really know who made it. Maybe that person right there. But if so, then they also made this one, which I can't really see it that well, if I'm honest with you. S tier being an F tier, I don't like that at all. I like F tier and S tier. What even is that? Oh, I zoomed in. I think I zoomed in a little bit too much. Wow. Anyways, A tier and F tier, fine. I hate S tier and F tier. B tier and A tier, I agree with that. D tier and A tier, I don't really like with that. I don't really like how it's clumped. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put this in D tier. I don't think it's F tier. Maybe I'll put it in C tier, actually. It's not terrible, I just don't love it. Next up, we'll grab this one, which, let's scroll down and zoom in so we can see it. F tier is in S tier, S tier is in A tier, C is in B, A is in C, B and D are in D, and E is in F, which E being an F is the most valid thing any human has ever done. E is the worst. That you'll notice that I don't even have an E tier. That's because E tier is completely useless and I hate it. So because of that reason, this is instantly good. However, I don't like B and A being that low. They're pretty solid tiers. So I'm going to put this in a B tier, and I can't go any higher than that. Next up, we'll do this one, which puts D and S. I don't know why D tier is an S tier. That's weird. This one doesn't even have an F tier. I just realized that right now. It doesn't even have an F tier. It puts C and C tier, which kind of valid. B and A, both in B, which is valid. D and S tier, though, I don't know if I agree with that. And because of the reason it doesn't even have an F, how good can it possibly be if you don't even have an F tier? So for that reason, I'm going to put it in C tier. Next up is this one, where we have, there we go. I'm zooming in way too much, but that's alright, guys. S and E tier. Okay. E tier being an S tier. And no F tier? I'm putting that in F tier, bro. Putting E in S tier? Putting E. Are you hearing me, guys? E. He put E. That's crazy. Anyways, let's zoom. Oh, that's too much. Oh boy. Next one is S, A, B, C, D, G, H, I? What do you mean G, H, I? That's not even a tier. You're just saying the alphabet at that point. What are you doing? I mean, first let's see if that's good. S and S tier, I think that's a little bit overzealous, but sure. A and A tier, solid. E and C tier, that's a bit high. B and D tier, I don't agree with that. I hate F tier and F tier. F tier is a great tier. F tier I would put probably, I think F tier is the only one I would put in S tier. Maybe, I don't, okay, H, I, and G. What does that even mean? You can't just add letters to a tier list and pretend they're tiers. Nobody's, what's, huh? Alright, I'm gonna put that in, I'm gonna put that in the famous U tier. U, of course, for this guy doesn't know what a tier list is. Next up is this one. They didn't even make a tier list. It is, wait, that's F tier, bro. That's not, you're not making a tier list. You're just putting the tiers in their own tiers. Very lazily done. You could do a lot better than that. This tier is going to be put C and S tier. I agree with S and A. I agree. I can back up A and B. D, I can also back up in D. D is important because you need to have something be in. It's if you don't like something, but it's not terrible. If it's not awful, then you're not going to put it in F tier. So you need a little middleman between C and D. So F is good. I would put that in A or maybe even A tier. B tier and C tier, I was a bit overzealous. I can't even see what's an F tier. I think this is E tier. Yeah, this is E tier and F tier. Which, that's facts. Facts, bro. It's pretty good, you know? I haven't had a good one yet. I kind of like this one. I'm gonna put this in A tier. It's fine. I don't agree with it 100%, but it's fine. All right, now we already only have one left. This puts F in S tier and E in F tier, which I already, right off the bat, very strong start. S in S tier, fine. I'd probably put in A tier. C in A tier, I don't necessarily agree with that, but it is kind of an important tier. B in D tier, I guess so. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like this. I think it could be a little bit better. So I'm going to put this in A tier as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to make tier lists of these tier listing tiers of a tier list, and drop in the comments, I would love to know your opinion on where these tier listed tiers go in a tier list. So that'd be beautiful. And if enough of you make tier lists of tier listing tiers in a tier list, then I could even make another video. Do something I've always wanted to do. I've wanted to do this before I was born. Okay, I wanted to do this back in 1927, before the idea of tier lists was even close to being invented. Is make a tier list. Tier lists that are tier listing tiers of a tier list. If you guys, and that is only possible if enough of you make tier lists, tier listing tiers of a tier list. And that would be beautiful if I could do that. So please, I implore you, make a tier list, tier listing tier lists that are tier listed. I think I said this too many times. Anyways, before I close the video, I'm gonna make my own, I think it's only fair to make my own tier list of the tiers in a tier list. Let me get that set up, and then I will show you what I think a proper tier list should look like. Alright, here I am. I apologize in advance for how ugly the F tier is. I was just looking up images of F tier. I just looked up F tier and looking at images, and for some reason, they had like good ones for S, A, B, C, and D, but none for E or F. So please excuse the magnitude of ugliness from the E and the F tier. But let's start tier listing the tiers of a tier list, so I think it's only fair. So here's S tier. I don't agree that it is. I don't think S tier is S tier, and here's why. I think it's S tier because it's overused. People put too many things in S tier. They think if it's really good, you put in S tier, but no. If it's near perfect or perfect, you put an S tier. If it's could be improved, I don't really think it deserves S tier, and because it's so overused, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I still like it, so I'm not gonna drop it any further than that. I could put it in B, but I like it in A tier. A tier is a very solid tier. I think it is very good. I don't think it's quite S tier, but I do think it is very close to being as good as S, so I will put it in A tier as well. B tier, very solid. I think B tier is in B tier for sure. It is needed, it's necessary, but it's not like required. You know, it's needed, but it's not required, if that makes any sense. C tier, it's also important. I think it's a little bit above C tier, maybe? Maybe B tier. Or we could put C tier. Or we could do B tier. The thing is, all tiers, except for E tier, are very important. They have their own important use. So, if I really wanted to do it, I could just go B. They're all A tier. But no, that'd be a very lazy way to do it. So, I think I am gonna be very, very strict. I don't think C is super important. I'm gonna put it in C. D, I think, is a B tier because you can't just jump straight from indifferent, which is what I think, how I interpret C, to straight to the worst of all time. So D, very, very necessary to be in between indifferent and terrible. E tier, that's F tier. And actually, I'm just gonna delete it. I'm not even gonna dignify tiering. I'm not even give E tier the satisfaction of being tiered in my tier list of tiers of a tier list, because it's not so bad. It's useless. It's garbage. It's garbanzo bean. Nobody loves E tier, and if they do, why? F tier is S tier. The picture of S tier, that's F tier. But the actual tier F tier, I think that is S tier. I think F tier is the best tier. I love it. And I personally say F tier more than I say S tier. And so for me, I think it's better. I think it's the only perfect tier. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my completed tier list of the tiers in a tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and please, please do make a tier list of tier listing tiers of a tier list, and drop in the comment. I would love to see your opinion. If you agree with my tier list of tiers in a tier list, or my tier list of tier listing tiers in a tier list, let me know how much you agree with them, and I will note it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what was in it. I was leading up to something, but I wasn't sure what I was leading up to. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching it this far. I hope you enjoy watching the video, and if you want to see me tier list something else, give me an idea in the comments. I'm open to tier list basically anything. So if you want to see something weird, wacky, and otherwise untierable tiered, hit me up in the comments, and I will see what I can do. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a fabulous week. Enjoy the summer, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.